Hi, it's Sasha from sashaharang.com, and tonight, it's night here in Australia, I want to talk about fear. What is fear and what does it do to you? I know fear for me, it holds me back in going forward. It holds me back from growing and being a better person. And it's taken me a long time to realize this, that it's fear is the big thing in life that really makes a lot of decisions for me, which is really scary when you think about it. I'm going to use an example about abseiling. When I was about 19, I met a man who eventually ended up being my husband, and he showed me how to abseil. Now that's fine. I love learning new things. I really do. But the problem is I'm terrified of heights. Really terrified of heights. I'm not the normal, I don't like going up that high. I'm the person that will not even walk out onto a balcony on a high rise because it's just too scary. I know it doesn't make sense. I don't know if it's something you're born with or something that you see from other family members. My dad's terrified of heights. But anyway, whatever it is, it's something that you need to conquer, I guess, for a lack of a better word, so that it stops holding you back from doing things. Fear is a very crazy thing when you think about it. So what I did was go on a date with this man, and he said, come on, we'll take you down a small cliff. We'll just start a little baby steps and we'll move on. Well, the cliff was really like not even a cliff, it was just a boulder really. And here I go, I put this harness on and carabiner, and after much tears and hysterical laughing, I finally get to the bottom of this little boulder and hug the ground generously. I can tell you, I was terrified, but I was also really amazed that I did it. So, of course, as our relationship grew, so did the height of the cliffs, and they were cliffs in the end. They ended up being quite big, and of course I just went from little baby steps to, bigger cliffs, and till one day there was this whopping big cliff at Shelley Beach in Sydney, and it's a beautiful beach, but this cliff on that day was absolutely terrifying. I think it's about 30 meters or more. It's a long way down and really windy, and it has nowhere to put your feet. It's all been blown away as you go over the lip of the cliff. It's just all blown away into a cave, so you're just dangling on a rope. Crazy stuff. For me to even think about that now, it scares me. It really does. So anyway, there I am on this cliff with all my gear on and just bawling my eyes out, terrified, like really terrified. And I think, I just got my feet on the edge and stuck my bum over, and that's as far as I got. And then I clung to the rope and pulled myself back up, back onto terra firma. Couldn't do it. On that day, I couldn't do it. Eventually, maybe, maybe eventually I would do it. My point is, the reason why I told you that story is to sort of give you an idea about conquering fear. Really, it's something in our mind. It's something that we conjure up for reasons I don't really know why. I guess it's to stop us from doing things that we're frightened of, public speaking, going into a room at a party and having to make conversation to people you don't know. Whatever it is that frightens you, we tend to use fear as, well, I'm not going to do that. And you just put the brakes on and you just don't do it. And therefore you're not growing and you're not learning and you're not doing things, in your life that could be a good thing at the end. The way to conquer fear is really just take baby steps. Take little tiny steps. And yes, you're going to be frightened, and that's okay. Acknowledge that. Don't try and squash it out, because you can't. You feel it. It's very real. So feel it. That's okay. But take the baby steps. And when you finish doing that baby step, think about how you felt after you actually managed that. How did you feel? Did you feel like you were proud of yourself? Were you excited, exhilarated, happy? All those things. And one of the things I did when I went down a particular cliff that was higher than the others, it was very grueling and tiring and exhausting because I was so scared, and it takes a lot out of you. But when I got down to the bottom, I actually carried around a notebook with me, and I sat down and I wrote down how it made me feel. And all the words that were coming out onto the page was, I'm proud of myself, I feel exhilarated, I feel alive, I can't believe I did this, I can do this. Anybody can. If you feel like it's all overwhelming, it's something that you can actually conquer if you just take the baby steps. So that's what I did to get to higher cliffs and the next higher cliff and the next higher cliff. And that's what you can do too in life. Now I find I do all sorts of things that I wouldn't normally do because I've learnt how to take the baby steps and congratulate myself and write down how I feel about after doing that. And even to think back a week before, I would never have done that, whatever it was. And, I do things like, videos, and I talk to groups of people now. I stand up the front and I'm the person that's giving the information. I would never have done that a few months ago, So that terrified me. Like when I was on that cliff, my legs were shaking so badly I couldn't control them. That sort of terrifying fear. But if you just do one little thing at a time and make a mental note of how you felt, and then take the next step, and then make a mental note how you felt and the journey on the way, and then take the next step, and then next thing you know, you've done the whole thing. You've completed the task that was really frightening you. It's such a great experience at the end. You just feel so good about yourself, and it's an experience that you really can't explain until you've gone through it yourself and done it yourself. So always give yourself the pat on the back at the end of the day when you have conquered that thing that frightens you the most. It really is rewarding. I hope this helps, and if it does, please click the like button below. And if you want more information, just go and visit my blog on sashahareng.com, and I'll see you in the next video. All the best and have a beautiful day.